Okay, hello. We are ready. Let me go ahead and share my screen, which I thought I was ready, but here we go. Okay, this one. We're going to talk about what we're doing this week and what we just achieved. Let's see. Share content. Are we sharing the right thing? I think so. Yes. Okay, so we just finished the 30 Days to Grow Wild. That was super fun. I do think it might have been a little long. I do see people trailing off after about 14 days. So our next challenge we'll probably do about 14 days, but we're gonna do it in a few months. So that's totally fine. But it was super fun to just like connect with nature and have those daily videos. And I love to see your guys' interaction. Okay, and so everything, all the Black Friday deals are gone, unfortunately. But we are going over our phytochemical families right now. We've already done two of the four, potentially more live trainings. We might have some more because there's a lot of information. So I might be able to squeeze it in to the next one. Oh, I got more people trying to get in, and I'm just like sitting here. Okay. But did I? Okay. So yeah, we've got two of the four that are open. So if you're not in that module, you can go ahead and hop in. Um, Next week we're going to do two, and we'll add more if we need to, but you can always watch the replays at any time. But it's been super fun. And then, um, oh, I am asking you in the community if you guys want to hop on there, like what you guys would like in the monthly, anything that's like gonna be amazing. I know a lot of you guys are already in the monthly, but if you want to add more stuff, let me know. And yeah, did you say something?
I know some of them ladies that help.
Oh, I
Or
think I hear somebody. Is that Tamara? Tamara? Okay. Um, And then, yeah. So I'm really excited about our guest speaker. So let me head over to her section. She's got a little section over here. And if you ever see a guest speaker, they're going to be here. She has her own community. And what is your community's name again?
The Herbalist Cottage.
The herbal, yes, it's so cozy over there with her lavender.
Yes.
So I put a little lavender on here for her little
Yes.
thumbnail. So of course I love lavender too. See, I've got my friend Lavender here. She's always keeping me company. But she is you're a clinical herbalist, right? Or
I am not nationally recognized. I'm actually my program I am using that for everyone else is actually the same program that I'm using that I will get certified at the end of the year.
okay. Okay. So she's working on getting certified, but she's an herbalist.
Been
And
studying for 10 years, just never took the plunge to get certified properly.
Yes. Total body approach. You've already worked with clients for 14 years. Yeah, I love the fact that you are able to really dive deep into the herbs and you know a lot about sensory, and you also have a special needs child who you work with as well. So you have a lot of experience with that, which of course is close to my heart because I love those special needs kids. So. But I will, without further ado, I'll turn it over to you. And I think I need to let you share your screen.
Yeah, I think you do have to like do permission for those.
Allow screen recording, allow pen. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna stop sharing mine and I'm gonna see if.
Okay, so I have to send a request.
Okay. Yes, I got you. Right.
Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let me pull that up and then I will share that screen. Okay. Um, so right now I have my, can you guys see just the slideshow right now?
It's kind of like a small in the
Okay,
side.
so it shows you that
Yes.
way. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me, boop, there we go. Um, okay, so then we are discussing the adaptogens through the seasons of life, and To start, I'm Allison. I should have started with that. But thank you so much for having me here, Mary. My focus is on helping people understand herbs and through the lens of energetics and life seasons. Because a lot of information out there frames adaptogens as a one size fits all mentality. And today I'm very excited to show how to match herbs properly to you as a person in whatever season of life you are in. We will be discussing how physiological changes, hormonal changes, stress loads, tissue states, all of that together as one whole system will affect how an adaptogen will affect you per season of life. Um, so I teach that there are 6 seasons of life, basically. The first one is so we have the emerging adult who is 18 to 24 years old typically. The rooting and responsibility phase, age 25 to 34. Expansion and load bearing, age 35 to 47. Transition and renewal, age 48 to 58, which is also where perimenopause and menopause is going to fit in. And then, well, perimenopause mostly, some people, menopause is already happening. Then you have your andropause was supposed to be right there, and menopause from age 50 to 65, and then elder vitality 60 to 75. And as you can see by this slide, not a robot, all human here.
Same, same.
Um, so then for emerging adults, this season is typically characterized by overstimulation, high sensory input, irregular sleep patterns, whether it be sleep latency, frequent wake ups in the middle of the night, your dopamine seeking patterns. We all know those early 20 somethings. Your primary energetics are typically tense and hot. You're up there, you're ready to go, you're just game mode all the time. And I do want to say these are our typical states. It's not a rigid block. It's just if you align with this, this is where you would want to, how you would want to address yourself is where you align with. Our herbal allies for our emerging adult is typically your broad spectrum that should work is holy basil, lavender. Don't go overboard if you're a male because we don't want to mess up your testosterone levels. Bakel skullcap, milk thistle, cardamom, nettle leaf. As far as pattern specific herbs go, that's when you're going to bring in your calendula if you have like inflammatory issues like IBS or GERD or something like that going on in your gut. If your thoughts are scattered and you're just feeling very squirrel brained, ginkgo is great for that. There's another typo. If you're feeling a little excessively dry or just depleted, goji is a great blood tonifier and will just get you back going, and it boosts your nutrients and just it's great. Nutmeg is great in a microdose to help you just settle into sleep at night during this time period. Um, for our emerging adult, I don't know why I was like stuck on my next age group, and I was like, this is not no. But for your emerging adults, the herbs you want to avoid is kava because it in heavy doses is an increased risk of psychosis. And if you're already having that hot, elevated mental energy that you're go, 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 you don't want kava elevating that more. You're going to want to avoid senna and aloe vera because senna especially is made for small doses over a short period of time, no more than a week. And it's very difficult if you're not properly experienced to dose senna, and you can run a heavy risk of forming a dependency on it. So I don't recommend senna very often at all. With lobelia, there's a risk of hypertension. No, hypo. Okay. I am tripping over my own tongue. Lobelia lowers blood pressure, so yes, hypotension would be the correct answer for that. Myrrh is excessively stimulating for those of you who are already anxious and wired. You don't need to be using myrrh very often right now. And then in our next stage of life, we move into our rooting and our responsibility. This is when we're starting to settle down in our brain. We're starting to kind of figure ourselves out. But then early parenting stressors come in, career pressure comes in, multitask overload comes in, and this leads to hints. They'll be rigid, they'll be on edge. Others will be cold and damp. They will be holding fluid. They will be nervous to a point of just shutting down. They get cold, they get sluggish. It's, I'm not doing this and I'm not functioning. What do I do? Your herbal allies can go either way, but a gentle scope for either side is typically marshmallow, nettle leaf, vervain, cotinopsis, cramp bark, or evening primrose. And then for our spat pattern specific allies, we have our milk thistle to balance postpartum overload with those hormones, get you back feeling like yourself a little bit faster. With sage, you're going to use this for cognitive clarity and to dry out those damp, excessive states. If you're having respiratory strain and you just feel like your lungs are always tight and you're always struggling to breathe, or you're easily getting upper respiratory infections, thyme is a great ally to have on your table as a preventative measure and just to kind of strengthen those lungs. Blue lotus in small amounts is great for calming intense emotions and burnout as well. We do want to avoid at this time period coffee because I'm guilty of this. I love coffee. It is the most amazing thing, but it causes adrenal fatigue. This is why you rely on it more and more and more. Kava will worsen the sensory heavy anxiety. Black cohosh can cause liver damage if not used correctly. I've used it most of my life for hormonal imbalances, but had my hormones already been balanced, I would not have needed black cohosh and it would have negatively impacted my liver. So unless you really need this herb, that is not one that you need to be taking just to take it. And then from age 35 to 47, we move into our load bearing and expansion age group. This is when chronic overstimulation is taking root. When you're dealing with emotional overload, your hormones are shifting from perimenopausal onsets, or if you've already had a hysterectomy or hormonal issues in the past, then you might already be going into menopause. Your career pressure is peaking. You're caring for either aging parents or your teenagers, and it is effing stressful. You got a lot on your plate at this point. Primary energetics are typically going to be tense and hot because on edge, lots of stress. Some of us do go to the cold and damp section. Some people, most will head towards the tense and hot at this point. Your herbal allies at this point that are gentle enough for this age group typically is Chinese angelica, ginger, sage, cramp bark, turmeric, and Mary's current favorite, I think, Schisandra. And then our pattern specific allies, if you're cold and your muscles are lax and you're just hypotonic and nothing's really, you're losing fluids and you're cold and you need some help toning up and getting alert and holding on to your energy and your fluids, ashwagandha, bring it on, best friend. Kava finally comes into play. If you're hot and you're tense, this will get you to cool down and relax a little bit. Kava is great, finally. Cardamom is going to help if you are cold and tense. So you're on edge, but you're still cold. It'll soften those muscles and it'll warm your body. It'll get your blood flowing. It'll just ramp up that energy in a healthy, calm, focused way. If you are hot and dry at the same time, you're feeling like a desert inside, marshmallow, the best emulsant ever. Nice and cooling. Chef's kiss, perfect. Tastes great. Just a complete delight to implement in your daily experiences. To avoid, at this point, we're going to stop approaching Nutmeg as a friend. It's gonna be an acquaintance. We're gonna sit over there. We've gone our separate ways. Because Nutmeg is going to exacerbate these hot and dry, arid states inside of your body. You're gonna be uncomfortable. Um, Lobelia at this point can worsen this dryness because it's going to be toning things. It's going to be moving fluids a little bit more rapidly than you want it to at this point, and it's going to exacerbate the any underlying heat conditions that you either may or may not know about currently. So we want to approach lobelia at this point. We start approaching it with a little bit more caution. Senna um, is going to lead to potential electrolyte disturbances and dependency risks still. So, I mean, if you're cold and you're damp, Senna would be okay. But if you're hot and dry, like this age group typically leans towards, don't bother with Senna right now. Um, Poke root, because of its diuretic and emetic properties at high dosages, I'd kind of lean away from poke root right now. It's not really your best friend. It's great during those kind of spring seasons in a way. You're wet, you're damp, you're just poke root, cool, best friend. But right now, it's not great. Moving forward, age 48 through 58, we go into our transitions and our renewal. At this point, we are experiencing more sleep disturbances again. Those have returned. We might have some erratic mood changes arising in our women. We have metabolic changes. We have our identity transitions. And then for those of us that were cold before, that dryness and heat is going to come in typically at this time, as well as some tension. And again, these are not strict blocks. These are just if you align with this, this is your area to look into the herbs in this section. Our herbal allies here would be calendula, slightly cooling or warming, depending on how you use it. It's usually cooling for me, especially with gut situations. Like if I'm using it for digestive, that is so cooling. If I have a headache, calendula is pretty good at warming me up a little bit. And like if it's a tension headache and I'm cold and I'm like, oh, then calendula is great. That sunny, bright, just happiness it gives me. Um, Evening primrose is a gentle friend. Slippery elm, Chinese angelica, milk thistle, and nettle root are gentle, nourishing friends at this point. Um, as far as pattern specific, cinnamon is great for stabilizing unstable blood sugar when not associated with diabetes, because I still want you to stick with your diabetes protocols if you have unstable blood sugar and diabetes. Black cohosh right now will come in to help soothe your hot flashes or night sweats. Ginkgo can bring clarity to your any brain fog that might be occurring. At this point, we do want to continue to avoid coffee because of that adrenal fatigue. We want to avoid aloe because at this point it can be a little irritating to the gut. It can make things a little too much, too intense. Myrrh is too stimulating, and cloves are way too warming typically right now. Moving forward, we have our andropause section, which is for our men aged 50 to 65 typically. At this point, your testosterone might be declining, which can lead to weight gain and irritability, lack of motivation. Your sleep issue is going to have that latency. You're going to have trouble falling asleep. You might be waking up frequently in the night, either due to cognitive function changes or because of prostate changes. At this point, our herbal allies are going to be ginger, nettle leaf, holy basil, Codonopsis, skullcap, and Aquarius gramineus, which is, I wanted to put its scientific name because grass leaf can be kind of confusing if you don't know what kind of grass leaf I'm talking about, which is an actual plant, not grass in general. So I did want to be specific and put the scientific name there. Your pattern specific allies at this point, your Schisandra can relieve that irritability. It can calm you down to mellow you out. Bindi plant is great if you have low libido to kind of get you back to baseline a little bit. Ashwagandha, if your motivation is low and you need clarity, it's great. It'll come in right now and just get you back going. It's a great friend. And then thyme actually boosts testosterone production, which is something that I had not realized until a few months ago, and I thought that was fascinating. Um, what you will want to avoid at this age group, you may have noticed earlier I told the men not to go crazy and overboard on lavender. That is because lavender can actually increase estrogen levels. Chinese peony converts testosterone to estrogen, and then red reishi can lower testosterone. And hey, look, there's another typo. Um, our next group, though, after that is our elder vitality. Um, I'm always so cautious in how I word that title, but I feel like elder vitality is a gentle approach to really respect that even though, yes, you have more wisdom and age, you're also still a badass and you have that vitality and you just got to support your body because you still got a long way to go and you've been here and you're amazing. Um, at this age, this is typically our 60 to 75 plus year olds. Um, Restless sleep patterns are really going to be taking hold at this point. There's cold, sluggish digestion. Lowered immune responses start occurring. There's changes in cognition. There's the emotional sensitivity from all of these hormone changes setting in fully. And your primary energies at this point are typically going to be cold and lax. You're just everything's moving a little bit more slowly, so it makes sense that your temperatures, your internal temperature is going to drop, your motivation and energy is going to drop a little bit, and your muscle tone is kind of softening. You're not as on edge, you don't have as much to prove, you're just softening up and leaning into the wisdom of life isn't so serious. Let's just enjoy it. Your herbal allies at this point is going to be your elderberry for antioxidants, your thyme as an expectorant, your peppermint because it'll soothe any headaches and digestive issues, especially nausea or bloating or constipation. Peppermint is great for just gently moving things along. Um, Sage is going to be drying and warming. Turmeric is great for chronic pain, but make sure that you ingest it with black pepper so that your body can properly utilize it. Otherwise, you're not going to absorb nearly as much of the curcumin and other flavonoids and such in the turmeric. And then your lavender is going to be a great nerve tonic. It's a very broad spectrum bridging herb that can help both your nervous system and your physical state to just calm if you do end up on edge and struggling from the sleep. Your pattern specific allies at this point are going to be your ashwagandha for hot, intense states, your rhodiola for your cold, boggy mental state or your laxed body states. Ginkgo is going to warm up any cold mental and physical states. And then licorice root is going to lower your cortisol levels, and it is a great stress tonic just overall. Herbs to avoid at this age, you don't want to be using garlic or ginger on a non food level. Like if it's not a dietary amount and you're trying to use it medicinally, you do want to go easy on that because it can increase bleeding risk, especially if you're already on blood thinners or blood pressure pills. You probably want to avoid some St. John's wort because it does have negative reactions with gabapentinoids and can block those receptors for the medications that help with seizure activity or neuropathy situations. And then you're going to want to go easy or fully avoid golden seal as it slows metabolism of many other popular medications. And that is all that I have gathered and prepared for you today. I thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, let us know, and I will let Mary take back over now.
Guys have any questions? I will say I put in the chat. We only have 3 minutes left, but if it cuts out, there is a link there. We can rejoin there. But thank you so much for everything. Yeah, so there are a couple things. I was under the impression that lavender was an estrogen producer. That's what I was taught as well. But there have been studies that have come out that they debunked the study that they were referring to. And one of my members in my group told me about it, and I was like, "What?" So I like researched it, and I was like, "Oh, I guess there was something in the lab that they were using that increased the estrogen." And so I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's been debunked. So
That
that's
is really good to
yeah,
know. I didn't
yeah,
realize my mic was still muted at first,
yeah,
but that's great. I definitely need to
yeah.
dive into that. Thank you for that correction.
Yes. Well, I mean, I didn't know either, and I was just on a Zoom, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to look into that." So,
Yeah,
and
I'm
you're welcome to
definitely,
look into
yeah,
it too.
thank you.
Yeah, I love this. Now, Kava does not. I'm in that age group. It does not do well with me. I had a lot of rapid movements in my head, like a
Oh
rapid
yeah, and it's just gonna
thoughts.
exacerbate the heck out of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I already have that. I don't need more.
Yep.
But yeah, and I stay away from black coal hosh too,
Mhm.
because it's so temperamental. Guys, have you
Oh
used
yes.
any of these herbs? Anybody used any of the herbs that you like? Maybe you're in the age range and it's worked well for you.
Yes, I would love any of you guys' feedback because I'm only 32, so I've only been in certain age groups. I'd love to hear from you guys' side.
You're gonna be shy. Um,
Okay.
oh, and what is it? Andrea?
Adriana.
Adriana. Okay.
Adriana, please.
What, Adriana?
Adriana. Okay.
Adriana.
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 Okay, I love that. So
That's
you
really
like
pretty.
the kava? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kava, although I'm sort of like on that cusp.
Uh-huh.
But it's been really, really great in like um
Calming.
calming the mental chatter because that can be like,
Interesting.
yeah.
So I
Interesting.
do have to ask, are you typically more cold-natured physically? Because typically the cold-natured physical body is the ones who get the calming effect mentally from it.
Yeah, so I
I'm hot.
used
Yeah.
to my entire life. Like I was freezing all the time, and that is no longer true.
Oh,
Because of
okay. So you think
kava?
that
Because
kava's
of
gonna
kava?
balance
That
it
is
out for you?
gone.
Okay. That's
Yeah, so
Amazing.
you
So
know, I
kava.
don't use it I don't use it a lot. I don't use it every night. But I just like as an herb, I love it.
Okay, that's awesome.
interesting. Yeah. And it might have been the form that I had. I had a tincture too. But yeah, but I run
That's
hot.
amazing.
I run hot
So
now.
yeah, it
So
is
yeah.
much better for the cold,
Yeah.
tense anxieties than rather than the